Good morning. It's July 16th, my 42nd birthday. I'm broadcasting today from Mount Washington in Pittsburgh. It's across the Monongahela, and there is a scenic overlook, which I'll show you in a picture here. But then there's also a secret overlook if you follow this map right here. It's like down and to the left. So, boy, yesterday was a great day. I got to Pittsburgh. I was a little nervous about coming in. I didn't know if there was going to be tons of traffic, or the currents are going to be in some crazy mixed up thing between the Monongahela and the Allegheny meeting. But it was real nice. It was easy to get in. I got around the tip. Stopped and met a guy named Buzz who was riding his bike around. Met another guy who had kind of tricked out e-bike. It had like 2 sets of handlebars and 2 lights, and he could almost use it as a stand-up scooter or a bike. He was on a boat, and he had a gigantic generator that was also on the shore, so I don't know what he was doing, but that was kind of cool. Spent the day down at, I guess it's called Southside Station. Used to be a passenger railroad. Now it's kind of like a mall-ish kind of thing with like a bunch of stores and restaurants. It's right at the bottom of, I believe it's the Duquesne inclined plane. I call it a funicular, but nobody seems to know what I'm talking about when I say that. It's basically, you get in a car and it brings you up the side of the mountain. And there's another rail that's got another car, and the way to that is what pulls the first car up, and they go up and down. I think it's $4 to ride. So I'm gonna go on that this morning. Landing at a marina, I was a little bit nervous about, but it was super great. I called the marina. Joe answered, was real helpful, said that Crystal is gonna help me land. It's just going into these tight spaces with these boats that are worth a lot more than mine. I want to be careful around them. So it was good, but I was able to kind of parallel park in a tight spot. And I asked Crystal if they had a ship store, which they don't, because I needed to get a new charger for the bottom of my VHF radio. She said, "What's wrong with it?" I showed her. I said, "I can't find out where the USB goes into this thing." And she flipped it upside down and showed me the secret compartment that I had looked at this thing for about an hour yesterday. So I said, "Well, hey, you just paid for my dock slip." So that was good. I don't need a charger. Did a bunch of writing yesterday. And then I met up with a new friend of mine named Julie, who took me to Coughlin's Law, which is in Fort Washington. We parked on a hill that was about like this. I said, "This is steep." She says, "Oh, this is nothing." I said, "Okay." Unfortunately, she has a corn allergy, so she drinks straight whiskey, so that's what I had to drink, 2 of them. And then I met up with my old friend Sean and his girlfriend Emily, and we made a tour of the Fort Mount Washington sort of bar area scene. That was kind of cool. We went to Gordos, we went to this overlook, we went to Nikos. I got a bunch of other places. I took pictures of them. I'm not quite sure. But unfortunately, I have a habit of tapping my finger on the bar, and I broke my hematite ring. And I also managed to break my glasses here, as you can see. Now, the good thing about my eyesight is that I got one eye that works great, and the other eye doesn't really work that well. I have like a 2100 prescription. The bad thing is it's the one with the prescription that broke. So, but I think I left the lens at Sean's house, so I'll go get those. So today I'm gonna take that inclined plane back down to the port there, and I'm gonna walk over the riverside and into Pittsburgh proper. There's a pickle fest. It's got a name, and I gotta go to it apparently. So I will update you later, and have a good day.